Sometimes Forex trading is a wild and woolly place to be. That's why Hugh's here, to pose your questions to Walter, the naked Forex guy. Hugh's got questions, and Walter's got the answers. Here at the Truth About FX podcast.
Hey, Walter, this question comes from a trader, and this person's asking, they basically back-tested the system, and they only got one trade per month. How are they going to make any money on this trade? They say it's insane, basically.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one. So let's talk about this. There's a couple of things that really get traders into trouble. Number one is getting into that revenge trading or gambling mentality. And the easiest way to do that is to sit down and trade the 5-minute charts. Like it's true, right? I mean, have you done that before? Have you done it?
Yeah, I've tried the 1-minute chart, tried the 5-minute chart.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like crap.
Yeah, I have too. Yeah, I have too. I had probably the same experience as you. So here's the thing. Actually, just as an aside, I was talking to a trader. I recently went and met up with some traders over in the UK, and he trades this scalping system. And what he does is brilliant because he says, look, what I do is I allow myself one trade. He trades basically the scalping system during the Asian session. So that's at night when in London, right? So that's nighttime in London. And so what he does is he goes, look, if I get a trade that is a loser, if like my first scalping trade is a loser, that's it. I shut down my platform and go to sleep. That's it. No more. But if he has a winner, then he can, he's allowed to take another one. And I think that's brilliant because that kind of, if you're disciplined enough to stick to that, that's the kind of way that you avoid, getting into that spiral of trying to make it all back on the next trade and all that sort of stuff. So the reason why I think, trading these systems that don't offer very frequent trades is because you're avoiding that gambling mentality. When you do trade lower time frames, it activates a different area of your brain. I got a whole webinar on this. I'll post it in the show notes. So you guys, if you really want to see the the neuroscience behind it, you can click on that video below this episode and have a look. But for right now, I just want to point out that just because you get one trade per month on this system doesn't mean that you can't trade 33 different markets and get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
33 trades a month. So that's the big, that's the big thing here. Is that people freak out and they say, I can't believe it. I've got these guys on YouTube and they say it all the time. They say, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, great system. You got one trade over the last 3 months or whatever. Well, here's the deal. That was one currency pair. So you can add copper and oil and silver and S&P 500 and the Hang Seng and the DAX and every single, you can trade the Polish zloty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trade the pound Singapore. There's so many different pairs out there. Trade them all because if it's a simple enough system, it will work on all of them. And so then what you do is you've only got 20 trading days a month, right? On average, you got about 20 trading days a month. So if you're trading 20 currency pairs or more than that if you want, you can easily follow 35, and you're trading the daily chart, you only get one per month, you're going to have more than one trade a day, and that's it's going to be plenty of opportunities. What will happen, of course, is the profits will catch up. So because these trades take a little bit longer sometimes to come to fruition, you may not find that the first month you're booking all these trades, but in 2-3 months down the line, these trades will start coming good, and you'll be closing your winners and your losers and all that. I mean, usually the losers close pretty quickly, but the winners are the ones that take longer. So this will all, and you'll get into a groove after that. So if you're used to trading the 1-hour charts or whatever, I would encourage you, and you're worried about the number of trades. Obviously, people worry about this because they want to build their account up quickly. Mm-hmm. So the real focus, I think, should be on getting really good at one thing and then just kind of expanding your horizons and looking at things like copper and and if your broker doesn't offer that, find another broker. Okay, get someone who will offer you copper and silver and gold and the Nikkei and the Hang Seng and the FTSE and all those other markets out there that you can trade, and the Polish zloty or whatever. Like, you can trade all those out there, and they're available. So there's no reason why you can't do that. So that's my solution. And if you have a job and you're trading these daily charts, you can easily sit down and in 15 minutes go through 35 charts and know whether or not you've got a trade on. So it's not that difficult to follow that many markets, especially when you're looking at the weekly and the daily charts. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, yeah, great answer. And I think, like you say, people get caught up in trying to build their account too quickly, and that's usually the downfall always, right? So, all right, appreciate it, Walter.
Yeah.
See ya.
Okay, see you, Hugh.